What up, what up, what up? I'm making this video because I just did something radical. Just did something radical as fuck. Yesterday, I quit my job. I quit my fucking job. I worked as a delivery driver, courier, for a grocery distribution company. And I did that for 5 years. 5 years of that. And the pay kept increasing, and actually I make pretty good money when I left. Well, as of now. I just gave in 5 weeks notice. But I just didn't like it. I dreaded it. And my brain told me that I need to stay in that because it's secure, because you don't have the freedom of choice to do what you want, because there's bills to pay, and if you quit, there's uncertainty around the corner. And that is true, there is uncertainty, and there is a value in security, but you really have to ask yourself, does the value of security outweigh the value of freedom? That's a question you have to ask yourself, especially when you're young. Because when you're young, say you don't live with your family, or if you live with your family, this is just even less of a big deal because you have that security no matter what. But I don't live with my family. I live alone and I pay rent. And I quit my job with no backup plan. So I decided in that moment to give up security for freedom. And you have to ask yourself, do you think security is more important than freedom? It's a serious question. Like, maybe you do value security more than your own well-being, more than your deeper desires. And it's a trade-off you have to really actually ask yourself. I drive all day. I'm bored as hell. Bored. And I thought, why am I doing this? I don't have kids. I don't have dependents on me. I live alone. If I fail, I fail. And you have to have faith that you have the ability to make it work, that you have the ability to figure something out after you're done leaving. So that's a serious question. And if you're right now in a job that you absolutely just despise, and I think it's important to think about too, when you're like, why do you despise your job? Do you despise it because of the people you're with, or because of the dynamics? If that's the case, then maybe it's actually something that you need to work on internally. Like, maybe there's some philosophy or some mindset that you're kind of lacking on, like patience or something like that maybe you need to work on yourself. But if it's not the environment and it's the actual job, then you really got to consider leaving, because no matter how good the environment, you're just going to be unfulfilled. So I hope this video inspires you to maybe question like what you're dealing with in your life, I think it's easy to get into autopilot where you think that you have to do certain things. You think you have to do certain things and you don't. You actually don't. There's certain things you just don't have to put up with. And it's scary and it's a huge risk sometimes. And there's a lot of anxiety involved, but seriously ask yourself, like, what are you dealing with that you don't need to be dealing with? Like, what in your life do you dread? Because if you don't face up to your anxieties and ask yourself honest questions, then you're going to deal with a lot of dread. You're going to deal with a lot of despair because you've wasted your potential. thinking that you need to be something that you're not. And even if you don't know what it is, like for me, when I worked there 5 years, the whole time I was like, oh man, like this job isn't it. But my brain said to me, you need to know what is it before you can move forward. Like you need to know exactly what your life calling is. You need to know exactly. You need to have it all figured out, have a perfect plan, and jump right into something that you love. Because you're going to find it right away, of course. But no, it took me 5 years to realize that actually the first step in changing is just taking a leap of faith. It's just taking a leap of faith. I have no fucking backup plan. And it is the most exciting thing I've ever experienced in my life. Seriously. Like, fuck. Scary, but exciting. So if you're in a spot that you're kind of feel stuck, or you feel unfulfilled, maybe you just need to leap. Maybe you just need to leap. And don't leap recklessly. Like, this for me is not a reckless leap because I have a financial cushion to survive a little bit. If you have $0 in the bank and you're in debt, maybe there's a workaround somewhere. But if you have a little bit of a cushion, man, maybe the first step for you is literally just saying fuck it and leaping. So yeah, hopefully this gets you thinking, reflecting on what you're putting up with, and hopefully it gets you to do something exciting. So, hope you have a good day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.